when you don't provide for something in the budget, it means it no longer exists. Let me tell you something again. Few years before this, subsidy was also removed. When Dr. Kachukwu, who happens to be my older brother, was the minister and GMD of NNPC, they got to a point where they had a zero balance situation and where there was no longer subsidy. And you now have subsidy creep in when you have this exchange rate issues, and that came in again, and then the country has to start providing subsidy. So President Buhari removed subsidy. President Tinubu came, like I said, came like a cowboy and said, I am removing subsidy. No, he did not remove subsidy. Buhari removed subsidy. All he ought to have done in his maiden address to Nigerians is to say, whereas President Buhari has removed subsidy, I will now start looking at solutions to ameliorate the sufferings that will come, the attendant sufferings that will come from the removal of subsidy. When that subsidy was removed, when you announced it, you didn't start feeling the effects immediately. You didn't know that subsidy had been removed. But when you had the twin issue of subsidy removal and flotation of the naira, then all hell broke loose, and we started feeling the effects of subsidy removal. I said, and I keep on saying, God did not make the mistake of putting oil and gas in Nigeria. It was not a mistake. The fact that a few Nigerians defrauded the scheme, the subsidy scheme, does not mean that over 200 million Nigerians should suffer, does it? Government should go after those who abuse the subsidy scheme and let subsidy stay and let Nigerians breathe. That's what the government must do. But again, I want to tee off from the question that you asked. And in my speech, I talk about the obsessive or unhealthy focus on what government must do. A few days ago, an American billionaire provided over $600 million to disadvantaged black universities. A white man. To disadvantaged universities. Every year, the media, you report, almost every month, you report on what the rich are doing in other countries, in their generous giving, in what they do in different sectors. In Nigeria here, we believe that government must be the only doer. What happens to all the numerous billionaires you have in Nigeria? What is your expectation of them? The protest. When the government said that the protest was politically motivated, I don't quite agree with the government on that, because my belief is that everybody or the people who went out on the streets had different reasons for being on the street. If you enter a bus from Abuja to Lagos, everybody's going to Lagos, but they all have different reasons for going to Lagos, not so? That's what happened with that protest. People had different reasons for coming out. Yes, some of them were politically motivated, and there were those who were out there because they were truly fed up with the situation in the country. There were those who were there because they believed that they could truncate our democracy and bring about a regime change. There are those who were there because I just hate this person called President Tinubu. Everybody had different reasons for being there. I even saw some particular lawyer who was there, and what he was saying there was, what's the GMB of NNPC must go. People went there for different reasons. You understand? People went there for different reasons. So, and let me tell you my take about those who had Russian flags. I don't believe that Russia has any intention of invading Nigeria. They cannot do that. I believe that what those people were doing was essentially trying to say that our neighboring countries, some of our northern neighboring countries who have aligned with Russia, who have undemocratically removed their democratically elected presidents, are thriving. They are doing better with their Russian alliance. And essentially what they were hinting at, or what they were trying to say, is regime change, military takeover. And so when the government was saying there's politics behind this, we can now understand. But those people are ignorant. I think that Nigeria is way too advanced for any of that.